The countdown to the much talked about Anambra election is on, and it can't get more interesting. From the deputy governor dumping APGA and meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja, to the Supreme Court judgment affirming Charles Soludo as APGA governorship candidate. There's also the report of police getting set to deploy some 35,000 personnel, 3 helicopters for surveillance, as well as some animals for the election, and that's without the deployment from other security agencies. However, the security challenge in the area still persists, with a soldier recently reportedly killed as gunmen continue to disrupt campaigns. Only one governorship election will hold this year in Nigeria, and it's scheduled for the 6th of November 2021. The destination is Anambra, nicknamed Light of the Nation. Now let me remind you why it's so. Anambra indeed shed the light on Nigeria's off-season elections when in 2007 the Supreme Court decided that the 4-year tenure of a state governor begins the very day he is sworn in, and that somehow, in some way, pioneered the staggered governorship election, which now holds in some 7 states of the country. Here's exactly how it happened. The court had nullified the 2003 election that brought Dr. Chris Ngige of the then PDP into office, declaring that Peter Obi, who contested on the platform of APGA in that election, was the duly elected governor. The legal battle lasted for almost 3 years, but on March 17, 2006, Obi was sworn in as governor of the state. However, the following year, which was 2007, was election year, and like in other states of the country, election held in Anambra with Dr. Uba declared winner and sworn in. Obi was at the time barely a year in office and had to step down, but he did not go home. He went straight to court, insisting that he was sworn in for a 4-year tenure, urging the court to declare that INEC shouldn't have even conducted election in Anambra in 2007. After another round of legal battle, the Supreme Court then made the landmark interpretation, and Uba had to leave office after only about 17 days as governor. That was how Obi continued as governor, and APGA reclaimed its first and only governorship seat in Nigeria. Well, let's fast forward now to 2021. Anambra is in the news again and right on course to make yet another history. The result from this particular election is expected to shed light on the overall partisan composition of governors ahead 2023 and perhaps the future of the main political parties in the southeast. But the Anambra election is also a litmus test for many other things. Let's talk about Ipob, an outlawed group that has been at the forefront of agitation for secession in southeast Nigeria. There are indications that this group poses a huge threat to the conduct of this election. It recently vowed to shut down economic and social activities in the region for a month, saying it would only back down if the federal government gave a firm assurance that its leader, Anambra, who is currently in detention, would be brought for the October 21 trial. Well, there are also indications, or there were indications, that the federal government might declare a state of emergency in Anambra if the incessant killings and rising insecurity rocking the state persists ahead of the election. That particular threat made by the Attorney General Abubakar Malami has now been widely criticized, with the Anambra state government even saying that the declaration is a strong indictment of President Buhari, who is expected to be the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and the country's chief security officer. According to the State Commissioner for Information, Don Adinuba, politicians outside Anambra are the one behind the recent spate of killings. He said the number of killings is nothing compared to states in the north where thousands have been killed, yet elections held in 2019. He also questions why Anambra, for instance, had 5 commissioners of police in 6 months, a high turnover which, according to him, doesn't make for sustainability, stability, and the rest. But will Ipob make good its threat? Does it even have the capacity to? Will the federal government dare to declare a state of emergency in Anambra? And can APC or PDP wrestle power from APGA? Guess we'll find out. But recall that the Anambra State Governor indeed visited President Buhari a day after Malami's statement. According to him, the president clearly noted that he doesn't support the declaration of state of emergency, and perhaps maybe Malami have been speaking for himself. With INEC now ready to go, hoping the commission doesn't lose vital materials and facilities again as it did sometime in May when its state office in Awka was attacked, we are left with only one question. How will Anambra rewrite Nigeria's democratic history this time?